A couple years down the road, it's a Saturday night. Your shows wrap up at the Velveeta room. You're locking things up. Michael stands in the open doorway. The inside of the building is dark. You can see his silhouette. His ponytail blows in the soft Texas summer air. For a split second, you see his face, familiar, smiling, lit up by the ember of a cigarette as he takes a drag. He blows the smoke out, shrouds his silhouette in a cloud, and he says, Pat, Velveeta Zane.
Velveeta same.
With that, he turns and he walks down 6th Street. The door closes behind him. You lock up.
Okay.
You turn off all the lights, right? Kind of stare at the showroom one last time and think of like, okay, another good weekend in the books.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And it's good because like you were you ever have one of those days where just time gets away from you and then you
Yeah.
look up and you go, oh shit, I've got to be somewhere in 15 minutes and it takes 20 minutes to get there, whatever, something like that.
Sure.
That's kind of how you were with the Valve. Like you don't have to be there. Like there's no like set certain time. You have a time that you like to get there by,
Yeah.
to give yourself enough time to do things. But you're rushing, right? You're rushing.
Why am I so rushed?
You're just running behind, you know? It's just one of those days where you lose track of time,
Okay.
right? You went to the grocery store, you did a little bit of writing, you came home, you watched Bloodsport, you know,
Fuck yeah.
you cranked.
Of course.
And then when you're done, and in your full refract,
Yeah.
you're just laying there refracting and you call it your refract and reflect. That's what you like to
Why?
do.
Okay, hold on. I that oh God. All right. That
As
sucks
soon as
so
as
bad.
soon as you finish, as soon as that hot moan leaves your wet lips,
Oh God.
you think, okay, it's time to refract and reflect.
Okay.
It's just a moment in time where you build up your virility and at the same time, like just examine how things are going lately.
Okay.
It's just your little check-in. So yeah, as soon as you're done with that, you look up and you're like, oh shit, I need to be out the door 10 minutes ago. So you're rushing, you know? You sit up and you say, no time for reflecting. This is refracting and rushing time.
Who did I say that to?
Just the openness of your room.
Okay.
You're facing a
Who is
wall, but you know.
whatever. Who was at the Velve that weekend?
Um uh it was a guy who is he goes by uh Gary plus snakes.
What?
And he tells jokes and he like handles snakes.
Gary plus snakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What does Michael think?
you ask Michael that and he goes, those snakes give me the heebie jeebies. He does not like it.
Wow.
He comes out and he goes, I'll be glad when this guy's out of here. Him and his snakes.
Okay. I've never heard him say that before.
Yeah. At one
Wow.
point, you swear that he's talking to like an animal control guy, like pointing
Really?
into the room. Yeah. He's like,
I would ask Michael what he was doing then. I go, Michael, are you
Come on.
trying to get us shut down? Why are you doing that?
He goes, no, that's Todd, old friend of mine.
Hmm.
He kind of like
All
looks
right.
at you in a way that like a dog challenges its alpha, you know, just kind of like he like sizes you up for a second. You go, whatever, Michael, and you go back
Sure.
inside.
I'm the Velveeta Room Alpha.
Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Michael Park, legendary doorman of the Velveeta Room in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were rushing, you know, you knew that this guy, Gary Plus Snakes, you knew that he was gonna have like extra setup. He's got like a fucking cage he's got to bring in there,
It's got a whole
you
thing.
know, he's got a whole thing. He's got a safety kit he's got to set up. He hangs a shotgun just above the stage, just in case.
Okay. It's what?
You ask him that, and he goes, "Let's hope we never have to find out." And you look at the trigger of that gun is worn.
You cannot have a gun at an establishment that serves alcohol in Texas. It's illegal. We'd be in
He
so
says,
much trouble.
he goes, "It's okay. I'm allowed." And
Oh, okay.
he pulls out a permit, and then
A
he pulls out a
permit
picture of
stating,
a permit stating that he's allowed to have a gun in the Velveeta room for performance purposes. It's signed by the governor of Texas.
wow.
He pulls out a picture of the two of them giving the camera the middle finger, and he's like, "This is proof that just in case people."
Are they both giving the
Yeah.
middle finger?
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. So yeah, Gary plus Snakes cleans up. You lock everything up. Michael leaves. You go out to your car. You're parked on the street. You had to like get the closest spot you could. So you park, right? You come out, and there's a big fat ticket
Why am I
tucked
parking
up
on the
under
street anyway? I always park in the parking lot.
in
Fifth
the
and Red
garage.
River. Yeah.
Um, garage like parking garages in Austin, Texas have recently come under siege.
What do you mean?
I mean that there are gangs of like young men uh
Okay.
where they will they all go up to the top of like these parking structures and they like hold them down. And they don't have cars, but they have like other wheeled things to like help get them down.
What?
So like so yeah, so some guys will have like a shopping cart. Another guy has like one of those yellow mop buckets. He's got the mop with it. It's his. He takes it from his job every night
And
at
he
the
uses
school.
it to like scoot around town. That's
Yeah, yeah,
amazing, Aaron.
yeah.
That is really insane.
So all these guys are like using alternative wheeled vehicles to like get around Austin, and then they like lay claim to the tops of these parking structures. And if you're not like in with them, they do not let you fucking park, dude.
What?
They will not let you park. Plus, there's a lot of like racing up and down,
What has
more down than
happened?
up.
Why is
It's
this
just
even
a,
happening?
it's just a thing where there's just like look, there was suddenly just a lot of wheeled contraptions on the street. People started just scooping them up.
Right, but it doesn't bother anyone that if you're
Oh, it
not
bothers people
part, but then how come no one does anything about it? If you have to be part of a
because there's
gang
so
to
many
fucking,
of them. There's so many of them, and they're
the cops
mobile.
are powerless.
Oh, you think they're letting the cops up there? No way.
I didn't realize they had that much power. Okay, that's
There's that
weird.
many of them. They
Wow.
every single weeknight they just take over these parking structures. You'll be walking around downtown and you'll just hear the whir. You see the whir of a flatbed cart zipping down the concrete, occasionally scraping the side. Eventually, you see like these hoodlums, these ne'er-do-wells
Yeah.
on their carts deposited out into the street as they make their way to the bottom of the ramp that you drive up to park. They're just a menace, you know?
Wow, this is
Like they're
crazy.
just a menace. And people like try to get up there and they just like they're like 80s, villains, like an 80s group of teens that just gang up on people. They're just menaces. So people don't fuck with it. So yeah, you're parking on the street.
Okay.
You walk up, you see that big fat fucking ticket there. And you look up there, you're parked underneath a no parking sign.
No.
You go, oh fuck, right? You're like, Jesus Christ. It's like $200.
Bummer.
But you swear, you're like, I've been working at this place for years. I've never seen this no parking sign there. You're like, I know there was that wasn't there. You're like, I think I'm not crazy. Like I know this wasn't there. You remember that night you had you took a picture of yourself on 6th Street,
Okay.
right? There was a guy just shitting into the middle of the street, pants down, just shitting in the middle of 6th Street, and you took a
Oh
picture, a
man,
selfie with him in the background, just you shitting right
what
in
a
front of your
jerk.
car. You pull it out. There's no sign there in your picture. And you go, do they put the sign in overnight? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
I
what?
was already parked here, right? So you look online, you're like, yeah, you can come in and fight it if you have evidence. You can go see a judge.
I
And
think
you're
I
like,
will.
I'm gonna fucking fight this thing. I don't want to have to pay $200. Like, they can't penalize me for parking in a spot that wasn't marked, until I came out.
Also, what they put that up at what like I mean, I usually get there. What time did I get there? I got there during the day.
I mean, in the early evening,
So
six
they put
o'clock
it
or
up in
whatever.
the evening. I mean, that's so crazy.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of stuff. They call it the night crew, and it's like
Who's they?
they'll the city of Austin, like their like
The night
maintenance
crew.
crew. Yeah, they're doing a lot of stuff at night. So the
For
night
what
crew, they
reason?
roll around because it's hot during the day. So they roll around in like a like blacked out, murdered out,
Yeah.
uh, old piece of shit truck. It's like an old Toyota Tacoma, right? That you can like the fucking bumper's falling off. It's got a like it's riding on a donut. It's just not good. But night
Jeez.
crew, they go around and they install new signage at night. They install they'll go they do like public works projects, maintenance projects, stuff like that. And the night crew was out tonight, changing out some parking signs. And they happen to get one right next to your fucking white Ford Fiesta, my friend. There's two guys who work in the night crew. This guy named Jason uh Gregory. And this other guy, his name was Alvin Cummings. And they're like working together. They've been working together for about 6 weeks now. It's going pretty good.
That's good.
They were putting the thing in right by your car, and Alvin like put his butt up against your car and just fucking he farted on it, you know?
Alvin.
Yeah.
Alvin.
Every time he has really bad gas, so it's they get along in spite of it, but he was there. So like the next Monday, you make an appointment, you go into the courthouse, right? You walk in, right? You're on the docket. You're gonna see your time before a judge, and you go in there, you sit down, the judge is sitting there. She's probably in her early 50s, little salt and pepper hair. She goes, okay, next on the docket is Patrick Dean. You stand up. She goes, it looks like you're contesting a parking ticket.
Yes, I
And
am.
and you're like, yeah, this here's a timestamp photograph that I took while my car was parked with no sign there. When I came back later on, the sign was added. I was found to be, out of compliance and I was issued a $200 ticket. You say, I don't think it's fair that like I have to pay for this. when I didn't know I was going to be in violation. She takes a look at your phone. She sees the timestamp. She compares it with the timestamp of the ticket. She goes, yeah, this. She kind of shakes her head. She goes, fucking night crew.
The judge says fuck.
Yeah, she says fuck. And then she turns to the court reporter. She goes, Laverne, take that out. Laverne does.
Good old Laverne. They have a good
Laverne
relationship, it seems.
Laverne has not let a curse word into the record since 1983, her third day on the job.
What do you mean?
A wet behind the ears prosecutor yelled at somebody on the witness stand. He said, "That's bullshit."
Oh, can't do that, buddy.
Yeah. He kind of looked at Laverne and she nodded solemnly, you know. That was the last time she ever like let it in, you know.
He knew. Okay.
Since then, she's been censoring, right? And there are some days where she'll go home and she'll tell her husband, she'll just like walk in through the door, 5:30, sitting in fucking traffic,
Yeah.
gets home. Her husband, he works early shift down at the plant. He's back home by 3 o'clock. Does he take the time to do a dish, fold the laundry? No. She comes home to the same man who broke 20 years ago and hasn't been right since. Sitting there at the kitchen table, looking out into the living room to their big screen TV. He's already 2 beers in. And she comes in, hangs her bag near the door, takes her bra off in the kitchen, slings it over her shoulder. She walks in, she grabs the beer can, and she looks at her husband, and she knows that even though he's not the man that she married, he's still the man she loves. She takes a swig off the half empty beer can and she goes, "Do you know how many times I had to take motherfucker out of the record today?" And he looks at her and he goes, "Tell me, baby." And she says, "Four." And then she breaks down every single time
Why
and
was the
he
judge saying
listens.
motherfucker?
And sometimes it's not the judge. Sometimes it's a prosecutor. Sometimes it's somebody who's a witness. One time Domino's guy came in
Yeah?
and they're like, "Hey, somebody here orders Domino's?" And the judge is like, "No, get out." And he goes, "Motherfucker." And she took it down.
Why? But why? Why did she not put it? I don't understand. Why did she take the cursing out? What is she?
Because it's in her contract, you know. She gets paid
Yeah?
more the more curse words she takes out because like the county is trying to like have their the record look more favorable, more professional because Travis County was named the cursingest county 3 years in a row. And it was all through like FOIA requests that they were able to determine this.
Cursing is
Yeah. By Curse Word magazine.
really.
Every magazine is just like October was shit. And it just says like in Grawlix, it says shit. And then there's just like a picture of
Curse word.
a big fucking turd. April's was fuck, and it was just a guy stubbing his toe and like screaming the word fuck in anger, you know?
What's the magazine? Like what's the inside of it? It's
They
a magazine
every
devoted to
to curse words, yeah. So like every month is like a different curse word. They'll do features on things related to cursing. They get quotes from famous people about their favorite curse words.
wow.
They find like uh they find like instances of cursing in like beautiful poetry and prose and they put it in there and that section is called Sometimes the dirty ones are the most beautiful. Talking about dirty words. And but they're in like these like moving passages that people have written over time. So there's a whole lot, you know.
Okay.
There's also a full nude spread right in the middle
What? Why?
because that's what they want to do.
There's nudity in curse word magazine?
It's a person who's fully nude and they have the curse word like painted on their body and they're like in like a sexy pose. Sometimes it's a man, sometimes it's a woman,
Okay. Curse word
you know.
magazine is something else, man.
The month it had damn in it, damn being the curse word, the spread was just the word damn written on a man's erect penis.
Damn.
Yeah, damn indeed.
Yeah, damn is right.
So that spread was like very popular, you know, because you
I
open it up and
imagine
it was
so.
just a big hog with damn written on it.
Curse word magazine.
Yeah. So curse word magazine, you know,
Sucks so bad.
but either
Uh,
way, she goes home to her husband.
curse word magazine.
She goes home to her husband, tells him her tales, and he listens to her.
All right.
And they have an oddly beautiful relationship.
Huh.
One that is based on a mutual respect of the other's banality, you know.
Okay.
At the end of the day, she thinks, what the fuck do I want with a more exciting man? I don't want that shit,
Sure.
you know?
I guess.
So, you know, you go in there, right? You're in the courtroom. You tell the judge the whole story. She mentions the night crew, writes it down. She goes, Mr. Dean, I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss this ticket.
Thank you.
She goes, she hits the gavel. She goes, this is dismissed. She goes, Mr. Dean, you are also the winner of a $50 Darden Family Restaurant gift card. Sorry for your trouble
Oh,
with it.
hell yes. Thank you. That's all right,
And
man.
she, and
I would
she
say, man.
you show like sincere appreciation. She goes, actually, she goes, can I have that back? And you give it back to her. She looks into her in like at her desk and she pulls out a different one. She goes, this one's got the Red Lobster logo on it.
Oh,
She looks down over her glasses. She goes, they'll still take it. Trust me.
hell yes. This is awesome. The legal
So
system works.
you walk out of there, right? You walk through the doors of the courtroom, they swing open, and you face first, like plow into this lady, right? You
Oh,
just
jeez.
walk right into her. You see a pile of papers just fall to her feet. You go,
Oh,
oh fuck,
shit.
you get on your you go, oh fuck, and then you look back and you kind of nod and you see her kind of like backspace on the typewriter again. You go, oh fuck.
Laverne, man.
You start like piling these papers up, you know. You're like, I'm so sorry, I didn't even see you. I was coming out of there. And
Yeah.
you look up into the bluest eyes you've ever seen.
Wow.
Blue eyes that would inspire Willie Nelson to write a song.
Okay.
Shoulder length strawberry blonde hair. She's wearing a tailored, well-fitting suit, the pencil skirt.
All right.
She's got on a pair of black heels that say, I'm here and you better take me seriously. Your eyes meet hers and you just stop, like thought ceases to exist in your head.
Oh, wow.
You
Yeah.
are just overtaken by the beauty of this woman.
Been there.
She sees you like looking at her and she kind of like looks at you and she laughs. She looks down, she picks up the Darden family gift card. And she goes, I don't think this was in my pile. And she hands it to you. She like holds it out.
Thank
You
you.
grab it. Your fingers brush against each other's. The
Yeah.
fluorescent light overhead flickers in that exact moment. You both look up at the flash of the bulb, and then you both meet each other's gaze again, and you laugh. And she hands you back the card, and she goes, "That's the Red Lobster one." And she goes, "Whatever you did, you must have impressed somebody. They don't give those out very often."
I guess. I guess
You
so.
kind of you kind of stand up. She's got her papers back in her arms. What do you say to her?
Yeah, sorry about that.
She goes, "Oh, it's quite all right." She blushes a little.
Why?
She goes, I can be kind of clumsy sometimes, and these doors don't give you a lot of view of as to what's coming down the hallway. She brushes
Sure.
her hair from her eyes, tucks it behind her ear.
Okay.
She's like, "Yeah, I was just on my way to the cafeteria. I was gonna have a bite to eat by myself."
Oh, that's crazy. I was going there too.
She goes, "Oh, okay. Well, you wanna you wanna come with me?"
Sure. Let's go. Too bad I can't use my Darden Family Restaurant gift card.
It's actually a Darden cafe. Darden is like,
Darden Cafe.
yeah, Darden takes over the cafe of this courthouse. They're trying to like get in good because the Darden Family Restaurant Group has been frankly skirting the law for quite a while. And
Really?
yeah, just on a monopoly of having great restaurants. And one way that they like stay
What?
ahead of the law is they infiltrate, county courthouses. They zhuzh up the grub that's there. They give out gift cards to hand to disgruntled citizens when the law does them wrong. They're trying to like grease the wheels of justice a little bit. And they do accept a
Okay.
gift card. So you
All
guys
right.
you go, this one's on me, you laugh, whatever. You go to
I probably
you get
would.
you get you get a basket of Cheddar Bay biscuits. You get a plate of spaghetti and meatballs. She gets a baked ziti. You sit down.
Delicious all
A
Olive
man,
all Olive Garden.
yeah. Well, with Cheddar Bay biscuits. How are you
Okay,
not
yeah.
gonna get those? If you had the
Yeah, you'd
opportunity.
have to. Yeah, you'd have
Yeah.
to.
So you guys hang out. You have a nice lunch together, right?
What's her name?
So you ask her. She says, "My name is uh Kelly. Kelly Rayner. Kelly Rayner. Pleased to meet you."
Tight. Pat Dean.
So you guys hang out, right? You have a nice little Olive Garden Red Lobster dinner, right? The bill comes. You go, "Allow me," and you throw the gift card down on the counter. The waiter he goes, we don't take those, I'm afraid. We're not one of the company, they got like little pictures of the companies. They go, "Sorry, the Darden Cafe does not participate in the overall Darden Family Restaurant gift card program. Sorry."
Oh, okay. Whatever. I just paid
You pull
for
out
it.
your wallet. You don't have any cash on you.
I just use a card.
You run the card. It comes back declined
Why?
because you recently bought a life-size doll
Oh
And
God.
you're just waiting on your next check from the Velveeta room to clear.
So I'm having like financial problems.
I mean, not really. You saved up for it, and the moment that you hit the dollar amount that it took to put your doll into production, you spent it. You pulled the trigger. You're like,
So
I'll make more money.
to make this clear, it's a when you say it's a doll, you're referring to a sex doll. I'm assuming.
Yeah, a pleasure doll, as you call it,
Oh, that sucks.
because
That
it's not
is
just sex.
really
It's not just sex. It's companionship.
okay. That is
You guys can
so
sit
much
down.
worse.
You can watch an X Files. You know, you're gonna make popcorn.
Oh God.
You'll pose her hand to where it's like in the bowl. You know, you'll look over and be like, man, you look so beautiful. You know, and like it's more
Oh
than just sex.
no.
It's pleasure. It's companionship. You know.
This is the most humiliating thing that I can think of.
So point being,
This is
and
worse than
you're like
anything.
point being like the guy comes back. He's like, oh, it looks like it failed. He said I called the credit card company and they told me what your last purchase was, and it was a big one.
Why even say that?
And then Kelly stands up and she's like, this is getting a little weird, Pat. And she goes, you don't have enough money to cover this?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
She kind of like huffs and puffs. She goes, yet again, another terrible man. And she pulls a $50 bill out of her
See, all
wallet.
right. I don't know how to react to that.
Yeah. She pulls a $50 bill out of her wallet and puts it on the table.
Okay.
There's like a cop that's kind of like sauntered over and he's like watching, you know, just to make sure you're not going anywhere without paying.
Sure. Oh, okay. Oh, this sucks so bad.
She
This
tucks her
sucks
hair behind
so
her ear and
bad.
she goes, well, this was nice. Nice meeting you. Good luck with
Nice to meet
whatever it
you.
is you're doing, whatever game you're playing. And she storms off.
Wait, she thinks that. Oh, okay. I see what this is. Yeah. All right. Whatever.
You see the waiter standing there. You see the check. You see the money. You grab the cash. The cop goes, freeze. Because he goes, drop the 50. And then he just shoots you like six times with just totally unprompted. He shoots you right there in the Darden Cafe. Kelly just like walks
No.
off. She just wipes the
Holy
tears from her eyes
shit.
and she hears the gunfire behind her, certain that you're dead. She just knows it, right? And you slump over there, you get blood all over your Cheddar Bay biscuits, but they don't care.
Ah,
Some guy walks by, he goes, hey, you want those? And he just takes them and he eats them all.
they're really good. Fuck.
Yeah.
Why did I take the money?
Because you picked it up to give it to the waiter, but the cop just he just shot you because he thought you were stealing it, but you died right there in a courthouse,
Jeez. That is
slumped over into a plate of spaghetti.
whatever. That doll thing is going to haunt me for the next week. I can say that with supreme confidence.
So what happens is
Oh
um,
God. Yeah.
the doll gets like 6 to 8 weeks later, the doll gets shipped, right? And then it just shows up on the front door, and this guy like opens the door, and there's like a full there's like a big crate, right? And
Yeah.
uh and he's like, what the fuck, you know? And he opens it up and he just looks around and he just takes her inside.
All right.
The lights dim.
Oh no. Hey, come on.
You hear that song Night Moves come on like a little Bluetooth speaker.
Whatever. Oh man, what happened to the cop? I mean,
He got off scot free. He
fucking
said he was
Austin cops.
he said he was afraid for his life, and they're like, okay,
Ugh.
and they let him go. He went home and fucked his wife.
Okay, good.
It was good.
I bet. I
Yeah.
fucking bet. Fuck that. Fuck all of that.